So, in news that is, well, to kind of make most people happy, Caitlin Clark is back in Iowa. She's back in Iowa. She was back at an Iowa practice right here. So, obviously, this was one of the first things that people saw, was a TikTok from Gabby Marshall.
Okay, guys, we're back. Did you miss us? Because we missed you.
Caitlin Clark, very, very off time on that TikTok, I will say. Very, very off time. But, yeah, so Iowa basketball team had a practice and they tweeted out a very happy homecoming. Caitlin Clark, Kate Martin, and Gabby Marshall. And, yeah, this is what happened at that practice. So the ball was passed inside to the big. Is that O'Grady? Good cut, good pass back, layup, and Caitlin Clark goes off running. I just start screaming at Kate Martin, who's just sitting there. I'm not gonna lie, Caitlin Clark's kind of crazy. She's kind of crazy. To be fair, like most of the top athletes, like the top of the top, do have a few screws loose. Just in general, that's normally to be the top of the top at anything, to be the best at anything. You probably are gonna have a couple of screws loose, to be fair. But yeah, so obviously we're seeing Caitlin Clark back now in Iowa. Obviously Gabby Marshall showing up, Jada Jimfy there, Kate Martin back as well. And she's taking time off her very, very long golf schedule. She's taking time off her golf schedule to go back to Iowa. So it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing in general to see the players not like overly going into ball. It's good to see because at the end of the day, it's okay for the players to take a little bit of time in an off season. Like, it's been a month. She's been out a month. And it's good seeing her around basketball, still working out, because there are 24 hours in a day and you will drive yourself mad if you are working out every moment possible, because it's an 8-month off season. The off season is literally 8 months long. So it can be a very, very tough one in general. It can be a very, very tough one to be going and trying to be the best ever with that month of an off-season time. So the one problem is like, you don't want no ball to be played, and you don't want them to overdo it. It's why I don't really mind with the whole podcasting with Angel Reese. Like, people, like, I can guarantee you that she's got team running that podcast and she kind of just shows up. It's probably not even once a week. It's probably like 5 podcasts in a row, maybe 2-3 podcasts in a row. She shows up one day every 3 weeks to wherever the podcast is. The studio set up for her. She just changes outfits between podcasts, and there are 3 guests in a row in, and that's 3 weeks worth of the podcast done. Has her own team editing, has her own team shooting it, has her own team posting it, working on thumbnails, doing all the social media stuff. And you can do that. You can do that. Heck, even if it is like she's going to like parties and stuff, it's like, you can do that as long as you're not going full on getting blackout drunk at these and dead the next day. Like, if you're home at 1 a.m., these players, you can wake up at 12. If you're home, not even 12, you can wake up at 10. Get a 9-hour sleep. Have a bit of a lie-in. Wake up at 10. Get up. She's paying $8,000 a month for her accommodation, for her rent. Probably a gym there. Get a 40-minute lift in. Go have some breakfast or brunch if it's that time. Go to the gym. Work on your game for 2 hours a day. Maybe get another lift in, and then you're good. You're good. Like, that's all they need to do. Like, it's an 8-month off season. Like, these players, you don't really need to see them working out every minute of every day. And the most important thing is during this offseason is that their heads are okay. And it's good to see, again, it's good to see Caitlin, Kate Martin, Gabby Marshall back. I don't even know where Gabby Marshall, does she have another year of eligibility? Because, like, she's still technically in college. It's funny, like, if you're in Ireland, like, there's no age limit. Like, I'm doing a master's at the minute, and I'm able to play college ball. I started college in 2015. I have played in 4, 5. I don't even know. I think I've played in like 6 national college championships already, and I'm getting ready for a 7th because I'm allowed, based on our eligibility. Based on, well, if you're just in college, you're allowed to play. And, like, I deferred quite a bit, so I have enough credits to play. But, like, yeah, that's just the way it is here, which is funny. But imagine if Gabby Marshall, she just went and started playing for a, like, random college, like, random D1 college. But yeah, that is an interesting one. But yeah, it's good. It is good to see, because this Iowa team could be fun as well. In general, like, I don't think they're going to be a boring team to watch, because, like, you've still got Lucy Olsen, who is a bucket. And that's the only way I can describe Lucy Olsen. Is she the best player in the world? No, but she is a bucket. I do have to say she's an absolute bucket. So they could be good. Like, Hannah Stuelke's still there. Like, Hannah Stuelke's could well be an All-American. Like, for all we know, she could definitely be an All-American. She is that, like, super, super high level of a player. And we're going to probably see Kate Martin at times, Caitlin Clark at times on the sideline cheering the team on. And fair play to Jan Jensen, who seems like a great coach to play for. And you're looking now, you're seeing what Caitlin Clark has done. Like, she was obviously the first really high recruit to go to Iowa. I know Megan Gustafson was National Player of the Year, but, like, she wasn't, like, again, she went in the freaking second round of the WNBA draft. Like, she wasn't expected to be coming in. She wasn't arguably the best player in the country like Caitlin Clark was, especially day one. And you've seen it now, like, so many really high recruits for the next couple of years, especially players that are living in the area, are either going on visits for Iowa or considering going to Iowa. Like, Iowa, especially if Iowa have a good year this year, because Hannah Stuelke's, obviously, is it her final year? No, it's not, actually. It's Hannah Stuelke's second last year. So, like, some of these recruits might be just like, well, we can play with Hannah Stuelke, so why would we not? Like, if you're a 5-star recruit, why would I go to USC to not get a lot of shots playing with Juju Watkins when I can go to Iowa and play with Hannah Stuelke and ball out for a good team? And I think that's the way a lot of players are going to make those decisions. That it's not really going to be about, for example, going to UConn and winning it all, because you could average 10 points a game at UConn, or you could average 20 points a game at somewhere else, and averaging 20 points a game at somewhere else might be seen as better, because if you look at the best rookies, like, what's her name, went to Syracuse at the start. Cardoso at the start was in Syracuse. Heck, even if you're looking at last year's players, Pow was a transfer into South Carolina. So a lot of players going to the non-power, like the Staley, Mulkey, or what's his name, or Gino coach teams are doing well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. See you.